You know, one of life's greatest lessons is humility. Okay, as I'm getting a little older, having a few more experiences, I like to think I'm getting a little wiser. I'm learning about some of life's lessons. And one that I've really keyed in on and picked up on in the past years that is really helping me out is humility. And I think humility is such an interesting lesson because you keep having to learn it, right? Or at least I do. It seems like you keep having to learn it and it hurts every time. You know, there's some lessons in life I feel like I get it. And while I may have to deal with it every now and then, it's not like I have to keep retaking the test. And the test isn't hard every time. But this humility thing, every single time, it hurts or is painful or is uncomfortable, but it's worth it. It's worth it. A practice I picked up a couple years back, I'm still doing it, is when I see myself getting a little too haughty, starting to feel myself a little too much, you know what I mean? We all go through times like that. We're up, we're doing well, we're doing good, you know what I mean? You know, you start feeling yourself a little bit when I see that. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? There's nothing wrong with being in a good mood. There's nothing wrong with appreciating, hey, I'm in a good place. But I know me, okay? I'll see myself I'll start saying little things, or I might think certain thoughts when I look at other people and I'm like, Tim, you getting a little, I'll give you an example. This is what I knew recently, a few months back. It was time to put into practice this practice I'm gonna tell y'all about. This is when I knew it was time. I knew I was getting a little too out there. I needed to get some humility back in my life. I forget exactly who was trolling me or what was going on, but someone had said something that had triggered me enough that I was talking about it with a couple of my friends. So on a couple of different occasions, I had mentioned what this person had said. And I think it was something about money or, being broke, or somebody was giving me some unsolicited advice where they thought they knew, my financial situation. And they were really just talking down to me, trying to little boy talk me. And on two different occasions, I told my friends, I was like, this person trying to tell me what to do, but I'm like, I ain't worked in 6 months. This person gets up and goes to work every day. You know what I mean? It may not have been 6 months, but I was like, I ain't worked in 3-4 months. This person gets up and goes to work every day. They trying to tell me about money, Now, there were no lies told in that statement, ladies and gentlemen. There was no lies told. You know what I mean? I wasn't lying. That's truth. But the way I said it was and I know I was out of pocket because both times I said it, my friends got real quiet. They didn't say nothing. They didn't react. They were just I know they was on the other end of the phone who he think he is? You know what I mean? And that's when I was like, you know what, Tim? Even though, once again, no lies were told and you had a point, how you going to be trying to tell me about, you know what I mean? And once again, there's nothing wrong with working. There's nothing wrong with not working. But there is something to be said for hey, give me my flowers for being able to figure out my finances enough to travel for 3 months. Anyway, so what I did when I realized I was getting a little too out of pocket, a little too haughty perhaps, here's my practice is I pray for humility. Now, if you're not a praying person, this one may not be for you, but I'll pray for humility. I've done this several times, and I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that this is one of the ways I know that there's a God, and I know that there is a higher power that listens to my prayers, because every single time I pray for humility, I get hit with something that humbles me. Every single time. Now, this time it took a while. I thought I'd got away with it. You know what I mean? I said, please help me, be humble, humility, and, please forgive me for some of the stuff I might have said that was a little too, while truthful, perhaps, whatever. And a few weeks went by and I kept it up. I kept the practice up, but I was like, hey, I feel like this time I got away with it. You know what I mean? Because nothing was happening. Oh, about 2 months in, prayer was answered and life smacked me in the face. And it was like, oh, you think you somebody. Okay, you Mr. Oh, I'm not out here working. You about to get broke. You about to have to start dipping in your savings, spending all this money. Stuff's going to start not working out. You're going to have to spend more money. And boy, when I tell you, when I tell you I got humbled very quickly. I'm not lying. Once again, no lies told. And it got to a point where I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like I said, I wasn't down on my last dollar, but it was just like I was in a space where, like, typically in my life, I kind of have an idea what I'm doing and things kind of work out. Things always work out, but typically they work out a little quicker. But this time, everything I was trying was like not working out. I was still good, but everything I was trying was not working out. And also I was losing money. And so it was just like, it was hard for me to plan for the future because like nothing was working out. So like, it's usually like, okay, this works out. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna do that. But it's like, I try this, it doesn't work out. I try this, it doesn't work out. And I'm just like, what am I? So it got to the place where I was just like, hey, got down on the knees and I was like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I don't know what to do. Usually I have I got no clue. You win. Just help me. I'm nobody. I'm nothing. Help me. And it wasn't like something I was just saying to try to like game the system. I was there. I was like, I don't know what to do. And shortly after that, like this situation where I'm at now in Colorado opened back up. Okay. And I felt like I got the lesson. I feel like sometimes in life, it kind of keeps you away or holds your blessings away until you learn a lesson. I think sometimes in life we're tested, and when we pass the test, door opportunities present themselves, doors open. I also think sometimes there's something we need to learn or relearn. Like I said, this humility thing has happened to me so many times. And every time, it's uncomfortable every time. And maybe it is just me like needing to ultimately get it. But I think it's one of those things in life that like, you'll be humbled. All right, you get it. I need humility. But then you kind of level up on something. Something new happens. And maybe you get a little out of pocket, start feeling yourself on that. So you got to be humbled from that. Or maybe it's just time. Maybe every 3 years you got to be humbled. I don't know. But I really appreciate when it happens. Because I feel the most alive when I've been humbled and I realize like I'm nothing. You know what I mean? I'm just like one of these trees. I'm just like the water back there. I'm just like the grass here, just like the animals. Like, because sometimes when you start feeling like you're something special, you start thinking that like this human existence means more than everything else. But at the end of the day, I'm just an energy being experiencing what it's like to be human. So there's really no need for me to ever start thinking I'm better than anything else or anyone else, because we're all just energy. And you can't look at anybody else's life and say that yours is better than theirs. You might have made different decisions. You might be on a different path, but that doesn't mean like you're better than them. You might have more money than them. You might have, a more beautiful wife or hotter husband or, a nicer car, or you may speak better, or like who you know what I mean? Like there's all kinds of things, but that doesn't mean you're better than them. We're never better than anyone. Transversely, we're never worse than anybody. I'm not less than somebody because they've got more money than me. I'm not less than somebody because they've got 8 college degrees. I'm not less than somebody because they live in an 8-bedroom house. Different existences, different choices. We're all, in my opinion, just energy beings. And it makes it easier to tap into that and understand that when you left all that human haughtiness behind. When you really thinking you're somebody, you're wrapped in that. Whatever you got going on that makes you think somebody, you are wrapped up in that at that moment. I'm somebody because of this. Bum, bum, bum. But life will take that away from you. Please know. Life will take that away from you. And that's where like I think gratitude comes in, and then gratitude leads to humility. All this stuff, it all ties in together. But like I know for me, when I get humbled and I'm back to just being like, Tim, you're nothing, you're nobody, it is so much easier to just navigate through this life because I don't have to prove nothing. If I'm feeling myself, I got to keep that up. If I start to think, oh, I'm better than somebody because of this, I got to keep that up, or I'll feel like I've dropped down. If I feel like I'm up here, I got to stay at that level, or I feel like I've dropped down. But when I get smacked in the face, I get humbled, I'm down there with everybody else. There's no facade to keep up. There's nothing I need to do. I can just go through life, living life. And if people look down on me, I laugh. It's funny. I get the petty part of me laughs because I'm like, oh, your turn's coming. But you know what I mean? I don't have to keep anything up. I can just be me. I can just enjoy life. Got 80 years to do it. Why not just do it doing it instead of always trying to like do it better than somebody else? You can't. You can do it different. You can't do it better. In the grand scheme of things, you can do it different. You can't do it better. Now, you can make decisions that makes your life easier, maybe makes your life better, but like in the grand scheme of things, how can anyone say anyone's existence is better? Because a lot of the people who might make bad choices and suffer because of it, they're learning some lessons. No matter what, like you're learning, it's a learning experience. You're learning lessons. And hey, that might put them a little further ahead than me in the next existence, because here on earth, they learn the hard way. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not better than nobody. I'm not worse than nobody. I'm just Tim. I enjoy being humbled. Once I get to the other side of it. Once I get to the other side of it and, you know, the clouds open back up, I'm like, yeah, it needed that. But when you're in the middle of it, so ladies and gentlemen, this is my message for today. Try it. Try it. You know, maybe if things seem out of whack in your life and you just can't get on that right path, you can't figure it out, you know, it may not be this. But hey, one thing you can try is just be like, yeah, do I need a little humility? Have I been out here saying or acting in certain ways? Do I need a little humility? That might be the lesson that you just need to go through to get back on track. There's so many, but this is what I want to talk about today because like, it really does feel good to realize you're nothing, you're nobody. And so is everybody else. I'd love on this one, I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment box below. Let's chime in, let's have a discussion. When was the last time you were humbled? What happened to you? And does everybody else have to keep learning this lesson, or is it just me? I'm genuinely interested in that one. Maybe I'm doing something wrong here. But I love each and every one of y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon.